Welcome to the We've Been Drinking MMA podcast, and we are talking about the Arnold Allen versus Max Holloway UFC Fight Night. We are talking about the Pedro Munoz Chris Gutierrez fight. I'm going Chris Gutierrez, and I am going with it going the distance. Chris Gutierrez has a stand-up style, hands by his chin. He has a lot of head movement. He feints a lot. He feints a bunch to set up his power shots. But his power shots are few and far between. So I think it's gonna go the distance. With Pedro Munoz, he has good feet work. He doesn't have exactly the fastest hand speed. So what that equals is to volume striking for him to win this fight. I'm not sure on the takedowns, but I'm sure backhand will get that to you. So I'm not even going to bother looking it up. So I am going Chris Gutierrez. Pedro Munoz is a great fighter, good feet work, but Chris Gutierrez is going to win this fight. It's going to win by decision. What do you think about that?
I like it, man. I love the prediction. I think I'm also in agreement that it's going to go the distance. Slight edge to Gutierrez for me, but for me, I want to go the distance just because lately they've just both been leg kicking. So for me, Gutierrez likes to back up and counter, and Munoz likes to go forward, but they both really do a lot of leg kicks. So it's almost like mirror versions of each other. So yeah, I'm going to bet on it going all 3 rounds because Munoz, he goes forward, but he puts the pressure, does the leg kicks, but he keeps the distance enough so he doesn't get punched. And Gutierrez is so fast with his footwork. It's unbelievable. Like, he's taken 3 steps before you can take one. And he's like, he just sets up his leg kicks really well, going backwards. He just going really fast, and then he just quickly stomps down and then throws a super fast leg kick. And Gutierrez has really fast counters, counter punches, and Munoz goes forward with sometimes a jab and a 1-2, but Munoz doesn't throw the 1-2 that often. He's really just into the leg kicking game nowadays. It's just smart, honestly. He can beat most guys like that with his heavy leg kicks, and they're a little slower than Gutierrez. Gutierrez got strong leg kicks, but they're just super fast. So I'm expecting Gutierrez to outstrike him with the leg kicks. Munoz does have a 2-inch reach disadvantage. But Munoz has 5.4 significant strikes per minute. Gutierrez has 4.7 significant strikes per minute. And they both have like 0.5 and 0.4 takedowns, so they're not going to go for takedowns. So stand-up battle, like I said, leg kicking a lot, in my opinion. Gutierrez got really crisp, really fast counter punching. And so I just think that Gutierrez doesn't really push forward, so he's not going to be able to hit Munoz because Munoz keeps that distance. And then Munoz not really going to hit Gutierrez because he's got some of the fastest footwork I've ever seen at 135 pounds. And so it's just a leg kicking battle. And it's Gutierrez minus 220, $220 to make 100. So I'm sure going the distance will be maybe a little cheaper. And in case it's a close fight, the judges maybe see that Munoz gets an extra punch or something. Sometimes these judges come from boxing and they go, yeah, but Munoz got 1 punch, even though Gutierrez got like 3 more leg strikes. But hey, 1 punch to the head, and then they just give the round to Munoz. You never know with these judges. The judges are getting a little bit ridiculous these days. You just don't want to let it go to the judges. So for me, I think it's a leg kick battle. One guy's going forward, one guy's going backwards. So that's why I'm betting going the distance, all 3 rounds.
Gutierrez and going distance. Thanks for listening, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment if you want. Please, thank you.
As We've Been Drinking MMA podcast is back in. You're joining us for the UFC Fight Night prediction breakdown for Holloway Arnold. This is the co-main event. Tanner Boser versus Ion Kudalaba. And I am going with Tanner Boser for the win.
Bulldozer all the way. That's who I'm going with. His feet work, his sledgehammers for fist. I think he's gonna get Ian on there. But I think he's at least gonna win this fight. But it might turn into a fist fight. And then if that's gonna happen, Tanner's definitely gonna win with his feet work and his sledgehammers. So if this is a wrestling match, it might be a problem for Tanner. But if it's not, if it's a fist fight, I think it's going to be easy work for Tanner.
Yeah. So, Boser did have a fight with. He used to be a heavyweight fighter. This is his first fight where he's moving down to 205 for light heavyweights. So, he's faster than Kudalaba. He's got much more power. Throws these big sledgehammers, these overhand punches, and times you. He had a fight with Ilir Latifi. He got controlled for 2 minutes in each round, but was able to, I think, get up and lost a split decision. So not horrible against a stronger wrestler than Kudalaba at heavyweight. So should be fine. He's knocked out some really good guys. He knocked out Oven St. Preux. And so maybe that was at 205 too. I'll be honest. I have not really known how long Boser's been at 205, but I think
First fight.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's his first fight. Did Ovens fight at heavyweight?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, regardless, this is Boser's first fight at 205, and, like I said, it's in and out. Really fast footwork for a big guy. And, he's just going to come in there. He's got a same reach, basically the same significant strikes, about 4 for each guy, except Kudalaba's got the 4 takedowns per fight. So, Boser's going to use his strength to get up and to keep Kudalaba off him. But really, Kudalaba's got pretty good power, but Boser's got scary power, I would say. Both of them can throw the 1-2 and some combinations, and Boser just is more in and out with the speed, with the power. So that's why I'm going with Boser for the win. Nothing much else needs to be said about this fight. The power of the guy moving down to 205.
Power plus feet work equals win. So Tanner for the win.
Welcome, everybody, and thanks for continuing to join us on the We've Been Drinking MMA podcast, where we're breaking down UFC Fight Night Holloway Allen. And this is the third fight, I guess, on the main card. This is Azamat Murzakanov versus ranked Dustin Jacoby. I think Jacoby is like number 12 or something. So Jacoby is the favorite, minus 190. But guess what? Azamat Murzakanov is undefeated. Last 4 fights coming by KO. So my prediction is Azamat Murzakanov. How about you, Ozzy?
My pick is Azamat as well. This is pretty much a no-brainer. Dustin Jacoby is a power striker that moves in and out, and with Azamat's counter knockout power, it's gonna be, I would say, Azamat by KO. I'm just gonna say it. Azamat's my lock, and it's gonna be by KO. Because if you ever seen Jacoby fight, he's in out, like 1-2, boom boom, in out, boom boom, boom boom. So he's also has power strikes as well, but he's gonna try to do that power strikes when he's in, and then Azamat's gonna slip and has that his own combination, and he's gonna get him out of there. This is just my prediction. It's not perfection, but he's my lock, and I'm just going to go with it. Yeah, Azamat by knockout.
Yeah, I'm in agreement going with Azamat Murzakanov as well. He's got a slight disadvantage with the reach. It's got a 4.5-inch reach disadvantage, 4.6 significant strikes per minute. Jacoby has the advantage with 5.5 significant strikes per minute. Nobody goes for takedowns here. It's a stand-up fight. But the thing is that Murzakanov is undefeated. He might throw 1 less significant strike per minute than Dustin Jacoby, the favorite. But the thing about Murzakanov is that he really he chooses his spots very carefully and very smart. And when he chooses a spot, he usually gets a really good power strike in. So it's not just like a normal significant strike. It's like a power strike. It's a really heavy shot. Purposeful, heavy punch, and really can hit you hard and back you up against the fence. So Murzakanov likes to go forward, but he really keeps that distance incredibly well. and that's why he's undefeated in my opinion, is even though he goes forward, he really knows how to read the strikes of the opponent and really keep that distance, but go forward in a controlled way, and then wait for you to kind of be a little off balance, wait for a good opportunity where you're not expecting it, and then he'll come in with a nice slick dart in punch. And Jacoby is like the in-out type guy. He stands a lot closer than Murzakanov, so I see Jacoby trying to throw some strikes here and there, some punches, some leg kicks, things like that. And I see Murzakanov being able to back up and get out of the way, evade that, and still back up Jacoby. And then it's going to be, I think, Murzakanov dictating the fight. Jacoby has some solid strikes, not the fastest punches, but pretty strong punches. Likes to throw a jab and like a 1-2, and solid leg kick, solid ranked fighter. But Murzakanov is someone that looks to be special, and makes a fight unique in his own way, where his timing is really, really great. And you're going to see it when, looks like he's just kind of keeping that distance, pressuring a little bit, but he's very smart about it, and he's reading your movements, and that's what the difference is Jacoby is kind of just trying to, get his strike count up and, hit here and there, and whereas Murzakanov is really trying to get the perfect shot, and then when he lands, make it land really well with a really, really heavy power. So Murzakanov for the win. He's plus 160. So $100 to make 160. He's undefeated, last 4 by KO. So I think it's a great, great, great bet. So going with Murzakanov.
Murzakanov's the underdog?
Yeah, plus 160.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, go with Murzakanov all the way. Let's go. Easy. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe. Welcome to the We've Been Drinking MMA podcast, and we are going to talk about the Edson Barbosa versus Billy Quarantillo fight. Billy Cardio King Quarantillo. I'm not... Quarantillo? I don't know. I'm going with Billy Q.
Yep.
Billy Q. Billy Q finishing rate, great. Edson, back in the day, finishing rate, great. Prediction, Billy Q for the win. Edson, back in the day, was a monster. His kicks, his cardio. Billy Q, his cardio's, yeah, like I said, I don't know if I coined the term cardio king, like when Alex Hernandez, when he fought Alex Hernandez, but his cardio is ridiculous. He just outlasts you, and when he sees that you're tired, he gets you out of there. What you think about that?
Yeah, I'm also Zabachan. I'm also going with Billy Q for the win. Don't know how it's gonna happen, because you know what, Billy Q's finish rate is 13 out of 17 wins. 13 of them have been by finish. So we're looking at almost 80%, 77%. And then Barbosa, funny enough, is actually only around 66% finish rate throughout his career. Also, Barbosa is coming off of 2 losses against Giga Chikadze. He lost by TKO, and then he lost to unanimous decision to Bryce Mitchell. So he's coming off a 2-fight losing streak. Billy Q just knocked out Alexander Hernandez in spectacular fashion. Dropped the first round, second round, came back like a lion and went forward, combinations, snuck in uppercuts, and it was just super, vet type fight where he just, chose his shots perfectly and took him out. And Billy Q is 34 years old, and Edson Barbosa is 37 years old. And, Barbosa's last 2 fights, I just feel like his snap on his punches are just not what they were when he knocked out Burgos about, 3 fights ago against Burgos? And that was also in 2021. Now it's 2023, 2 years later. That was when he was 35. Now he's 37. And his punches, he throws a 1-2, and the second punch just doesn't have the snap that it used to on the second one out of the 1-2 combo. Billy Q, man, he can throw two overhands in a row, and they're looking good. He can sneak in the uppercut. He's got the straight punch, the overhand, the hook. He's got every punch in the book. He's got the leg kicks. He's got the pressure. he gets touched a little bit, but he keeps coming forward, and he doesn't put his head in too much harm's way, and just enough to bait you in. Almost, he's almost like he's baiting you in while he's going forward. He's a kind of a genius, kind of when he comes forward. Punches with purpose, and when he throws, it might not be the fastest punches, but they're smooth, and they hit their targets, and he knows what shots to throw to just keep coming at you and drain your energy, and just, man, he just gets better as the fight goes on. Barbosa, like I said, 37 years old. The kicks, even, he's loading up a little bit. The kicks they used to be super lightning fast, no telegraph, and now, sometimes it's kind of like that, and sometimes it's not. And even when it's no telegraph, it doesn't have the same snap on it, not the same power. And that's, I think, due to his age. He's had a long career. He's been KO'd a few times. He lost he's been in some wars. Like I said, 2-fight losing. And the reason is because, and so Quarantillo is minus 150. He's a slight favorite. He's got a 5-inch reach disadvantage. Billy Q has a 5-inch reach disadvantage. But this is the main thing right here. Barbosa has 0.3 takedowns. Billy Q, 1.5 takedowns. And the massive number, 4 significant strikes for Edson Barbosa. For the significant strikes for Billy Q, 7.8. This guy's scary. This is why his finishing rate is so high. 13 finishes out of 17 wins. Talking about almost 80%. And this is the reasons why I'm going for Billy Q straight up. I don't even want to pick how he's going to finish, or if it's going to be a finish or distance. Just going with Billy Q straight up, minus 150, 150 to make 100. It's a really good bet coming off that win against Hernandez, who's a great athlete. And so Barbosa is a great athlete. Quarantillo can do that to him too, especially because he gets better as the fight goes on. And Barbosa, with Mitchell, those punches were looking a little bit, less snap on him. And just his head was there kind of to be hit. It's hard for me to say that because Barbosa has been such a kind of a legend, striking legend, but, he was there to kind of be beaten by somebody who is just younger, faster, stronger.
With those wars, he's
becoming
more hesitant.
Yeah, when you get hit that many times, your brain, your mind-body connection goes down, man. I mean, this is fighting. This isn't swimming. This isn't running. This ain't soccer. This is a sport where, every fight that you have, you can die. And the older you get, the softer you get. That's a fact. So, love the guy. Edson Barbosa has been a class act. I just think that it's his time to lose to the younger, stronger, a little bit more consistent and high volume striker and finisher of Quarantillo. You think Barbosa had a better finishing rate, and maybe he did it earlier in his career, but now Quarantillo has a higher finishing rate, so it's unbelievable to see those stats, but it's the truth. So yeah, Quarantillo for the win. Billy Q for the win.
Billy Q all day. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, comment. We are here at the We've Been Drinking MMA podcast, and we are talking about the main event. Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen is a prospect that's been on a win streak. He has powerful strikes. His jab is kind of suspect, but he's fighting a guy that is Max Holloway. That's he's a legend in my eyes. He's #blessed, as he would say. He's a great boxer. He's a volume striker. 7 significant strikes a minute, right?
Yeah.
A minute.
Yeah.
7+ strikes a minute.
Yep.
This is going to be a stand-up fight. Nobody's taking down anybody. And if you're throwing 7 significant strikes a minute, it's going to be a fun fight to watch. So I'm going with Max Holloway, and I'm going to say it's going to go the distance. So, what do you think about that, Backhand?
Yeah, I like also I'm going with Max Holloway as well. Distance is smart. I think that's a pretty smart bet. I think I might have to do a double bet with that because Arnold Allen does keep the distance. He's on like a 12-fight win streak, so it's not going to be easy to finish him. And even though Holloway has a lot of significant strikes, like I said, Arnold Allen really likes to keep the distance and go for like little probing, like little calf kicks, kind of just scoring some points here and there, and then he'll throw some punches and but not overcommit like ever. So He's on a 12-fight win streak, so it's pretty impressive. But his last fight, Qatar against Calvin Kattar, his foot kind of got broken or whatever. He landed on it wrong in the air or something. So, I'm not saying Arnold Allen doesn't win the fight. I mean, probably, I don't know, he might not. Cater's really good, but, it's just one of those fights. So, I mean, that was his first real test. Hooker, he did TKO Hooker, so Hooker's, legit, number 8 guy or whatever. But, Holloway's, championship material. He's had a trilogy with Volkanovski, the current 145-pound champ, and I mean, I guess technically, what's his name? Yair is the interim champ, but guess what? Max Holloway has a win over Yair Rodriguez as well. So, yeah, Max Holloway has wins and pretty dominant wins over these really really good top fighters in the division, including Calvin Kattar and Yair Rodriguez. Some people thought he won the rematch with Volkanovski, and then the last fight he lost kind of like a landslide against Volkanovski. But Volkanovski is on a really great level right now, so there's no shame in that. Like Lousy said, Arnold Allen has 3.4 significant strikes per minute, and Max Holloway has 7.2 significant strikes per minute. He's really good at getting up off the ground, even if Allen only has 1 takedown per fight. Even if that happens and it happens to get a takedown, Holloway will be able to get back up. So it's a striking affair, and Holloway's got these phenomenal combos, jab, 1-2, combo punches, everything. It's just phenomenal. His footwork is really great, really hard to time him, I guess unless you're Volkanovski. But so Max Holloway for the win. He's minus 150, only $150 to make $100. Even though Allen's on a 12-fight win streak, a lot of the fighters are nobody who's really ranked except for really like Hooker. So it's not that. I mean, it's impressive, but it's not that impressive. Like not enough. It's impressive, but not impressive enough for me to say, oh, he's going to beat Holloway. I just think Allen doesn't throw with a lot of heat. He's very careful with his punches, and he's kind of keeps a distance even when he's punching. He doesn't go forward enough with his strikes to really throw with big damage. And with a guy like Holloway with really great head movement, great distance control, it's going to be really hard to actually hurt or damage Holloway. So Holloway's going to land the strikes, like we said, 7.2 significant strikes per minute. It's going to be the story of the night. Going the distance is great though, because Allen really does like to keep the distance. So it's a great double bet. And then if you win both, why not? So. It's a good hedge / double bet. I just think Holloway at minus 150 is an amazingly cheap price. I just think that because he lost to Volkanovski, all the rounds, and then Arnold Allen's on this win streak, that's the reason. But like I said, the win streak is not the people that he beat, not super impressive really. So, just don't think he's on the level. I think he's number 6 in the world. I think he'll probably stay there, and Holloway will keep fighting for championships. So just a different tier. So. Thanks for listening. This is going to be a really super excited for this card. We've got some really good fights on it.